Hello, my name is Masha and today I'm going to teach you how to make this gorgeous friendship bracelet. This bracelet is an absolute classic. I've made it so many times over the years. It is absolutely beautiful. And I actually was convinced that I had already done a tutorial on this. The whole idea for making a tutorial for this bracelet came from a comment from one of you guys. One of you guys saw a picture of this bracelet in my book, The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets, and you asked me if I have a tutorial for it. And I went on my channel and I searched through all of my tutorials to find the link to this tutorial. And then I realized that I never made it. I must have wanted to, but I never got around to doing it. And I totally thought that I did. So here we are. I have now finally made this tutorial for your enjoyment. This bracelet uses 7 colors, 6 for the rainbow and 1 for the outline. You can't really make a loop for this one because it uses 1 string per color for all of the color strings. So I ended up doing triangle ends on each side, but you can do any other type of start or end. So you need 1 string per color for the color strings, and it'll be about 1 meter or so in length. And 8 strings for the black or whatever outline color you choose. And again, about 1 meter in length. Let's get into it. I've cut my string and I've taped them down to my table. Don't forget to leave 10 to 15 centimeters of string. Make ties out of later. Mine are just out of frame here. We're going to be doing a triangle start for this bracelet. I have a separate tutorial for that, which will be linked in the card and in the description. And you only need to know the color order to be able to follow it, which I'm going to tell you in just a second. But it is different here than most bracelets that I've made tutorials for. It's not going to be equal. Usually I make it so that on the left and on the right side, there's an equal amount of strings. But in order to follow the shape of this pattern, it's not going to be equal here. We have more strings on the left side than we do on the right side. We have 5 black strings and the blue, green, and purple strings on the left, and we have 3 black strings and the red, orange, and yellow strings on the right. You can do this. In fact, you can do quite a lot of things with triangle starts and ends. I have another video tutorial which is called More on Triangle Ends that goes in depth into this topic and also a bunch of other things that you can do with this. So check that out if you're curious about it. For this bracelet, this is going to be my string order. So for the left side, it's 2 black strings, a purple string, a black string, a blue string, a black string, a green string, and then another black string. For the right side, it's black, yellow, black, orange, black, red. And on the left side, we do forward knots. On the right side, we do backward knots. Let's do it and move on with the tutorial. I've now done my triangle start and I'm ready to start the bracelet. The first row of this bracelet is very simple. It's just a reverse chevron. So we start with the 2 black strings in the center, then one of them goes all the way to the right in forward knots, and the other goes all the way to the left in backward knots. When you make that first knot just after you made your triangle start, you have to be quite careful because you're connecting the 2 halves. It can be quite tricky to do. Just be careful at that beginning. And then as I said, the string on the right goes all the way to the right in forward knots. So there should be 5 forward knots, 1 on each of these strings. And the other black string does 7 backward knots all the way to the left, 1 on each of these strings. Next, we're going to do a whole chunk of rows all in one go. So this block of strings in the middle, they all do the exact same thing. They all do a bunch of backward knots, one by one. And each of them finish at the same string as well. So if you look at the left side and you take 1 string away and put it off to the side, just the one that's on the edge, it should be a black string. The rest of the strings that you have on the left bundle are going to be the strings that we're going to be making knots onto. So starting with the string that's closest to the center from the right bundle, which at first is the yellow string, we're going to be making backward knots with that string, the yellow string, onto each of these strings individually. And that should be 7 knots in total. And the order of these strings is black, purple, black, blue, black, green, black. The yellow string does a row of backward knots onto each of these. Then once that's done, the black string does a row of backward knots onto each of these, then the orange string, and then the red string. So each of these strings, apart from the one that's on the edge, let's put that one off to the side as well since we're not doing that one, but each of these strings on the right does a row of backward knots on each of these strings on the left. Let's do it in one big chunk. Once that is done, we do a row of chevron. So those outer strings that we put aside in the previous step, the black strings, they're going to be doing a row of chevron. So the string on the left does a row of forward knots until it gets to the middle, and then the string on the right does a row of backward knots until it gets to the middle, and then they do a knot between each other. Let's do it. We have already done a good chunk of this bracelet. Let's focus on the right side for now. So the two black strings that are closer to the center, at this point they should be after that green string. Let's put them off to the side. So all that we're left with are the black, purple, black, blue, black, and green strings. Or, you know, if the colors have switched because you're rewatching this video, black and color strings only. Should be a black color, black color, black color string. We're gonna be focusing on the outermost strings first. So the two strings on the edge. For me, it's a purple and a black. And we're just going to be doing a forward knot with the purple string onto the black string. Then we grab the next string that's closer to the center, which is a black string. And this time we do 2 forward knots onto the black and onto the purple. Then we take the next string, which is a blue string, and we do 3 forward knots. You might notice a pattern here, we're increasing. We did 1 knot, then we did 2 knots, now we're doing 3. The next string is going to do 4. The string after that is going to do 5 forward knots. So it's going to be the blue string doing 3, the black string doing 4, and then the green string doing 5. I'm going to do all of that in one go now. And that's it for here for now. Let's switch to the other side. So on the right side, we started with a small number of knots and we ended in a large number of knots. On this side, it's going to be opposite. We're starting with 5 knots. The outermost string, the yellow string here, is going to do 5 forward knots along each of these strings. So again, that's a black color, black color, black. Then the next string, which is the black string, is going to do forward knots. The string after that, the orange string, is going to do 3. The string after that is going to do 2. And the last string, which is the red string, is just going to do 1. So again, it's just forward knots. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And there we go, that's it. The repeating part of the pattern is done. You can rewind back to the beginning of this tutorial and repeat the steps again and again and again until the bracelet reaches the length that you want. If you want to finish your bracelet in a triangle end as well, I would recommend stopping where your bracelet is in this shape. That will mirror the way that we started. So that's just after when we did that chevron with the black strings. At that point, you can create your triangle end and it'll be in a symmetrical position to how we did it at the beginning. I'm gonna go finish this bracelet off camera and I'll see you once I'm done. And that's it. This is how the bracelet turned out. I really love this one. As I said, I've made it so many times over the years. This is an absolute classic. It really doesn't even take long to make. I think I banged this out in like 2 hours. Less probably even. I was watching a film and it was like an hour and a half. I really love this one. I also made this one for the Not With Masha Summer Challenge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a summer challenge currently going on where you need to make a bracelet with a rainbow theme or a rainbow color palette of some kind. You can submit for the challenge over on Instagram or you can join the Discord server in the description and submit through there. More about the rules and the challenge in general is in my previous wrap-up video, which will be linked in the description. I really hope you guys participate in the challenge. I love participating in the challenge as well. And I imagine a few of you will be making this bracelet as well to participate since it's also in theme. My book, The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets, is now out. And before I go, I want to give a special shout out to my patrons and especially my top supporters. It is with your support that I'm able to create the videos that I do on this channel and I really appreciate your support. If you also want to become a patron and support the work that I do here, the link to that is in the description. We're also doing a patron specific Not With Masha challenge for the summer. So if you want to join that, become a patron of any tier to join the Discord. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and today's bracelet and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.